Hello, this is David. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to create a colour blending chart. Right, so as you can see, I've pre-created the chart on the page here. Running across the top I've got all of the colours, running down I've got all the colours, okay, and this is not something that is regularly used in this way. This is actually the way that I do it, so some people do it differently, and you can go to other channels to see what this is, but this is in response to a question where I was asked on one of my other videos, where they asked how well do Neocolor to Watersoluble Crayons by Caran actually compare when they mix with each other on a water soluble level. So I created this so I can show you how well they do mix. I haven't actually done it yet. This will be the first time I've done this in this format. So yeah, down the right here I've got what I call the baseline, which is the base colour. So across here, for example here, yellow, or the cross here will be yellow as the base colour, and then I'll put the top colour on top. Okay, so let's get started. So just so you know, you can't see this here, but I'm brushing the colour straight off the crayon. If I paint the crayon straight onto the page, it won't work as well. So yellow base colour. Okay, you may not be able to see this very well on the screen, but I'm going to put as thick a layer as I can down. Okay, there's a little bit of brush coming off there, not so good. Just try and get rid of that. There you go. Wash that away. And this is mixing with yellow. Okay, so that's just yellow. And then I'm going to go to the next one, which is yellow mixed with orange. So here we go. Here's the yellow. Okay, that's much thicker. Trying to get as thick as I can, because of course I want it to mix. So here we go. So that becomes like an orangey yellow. When it dries it will show itself better. So there we go. And then the next one. Which will be another yellow base with the scarlet on top. It should come out hopefully in like an orangey colour. Okay, there's the yellow. Now I don't know what it is about this paper. This paper I always use for everything. Don't normally get it looking a bit weird, but still. Let's see how it dries. The next one will be yellow with purple. There's the yellow. Some more brush bits coming off there. Oh, whoops. Well, okay. There's the yellow base. Try and get a bit more thickness on that, I guess. The interesting thing will be when we do it the other way around. So we put the yellow on top, whether that will change the colour or not. Okay, so there we go. Huh. Okay. I got the purple and the violet mixed up, so I'll have to relabel that later. Just after I've done this selection, I reckon. Okay, so the reason for this is that if ever you're doing a bit of painting and you want to see what colours go well together, you can immediately see on this chart when it's dried how it's going to look, because often when you paint, what you see on the page, especially with these Neocolors, when you see on the page before it's dried is not how it turns out, as we've discovered in other videos I've done where I've gone back over paintings I've done in the past. If you look at my video on Welcome to My Arts, I think it's still called, on it shows paintings that I've done with these Neocolors and how they look now rather than how they looked when I first did it. You know, that cobalt blue is usually quite dark. It's come out in a more of a turquoisey type colour. Also, you might notice the shades are quite light. They always are with the Neocolors. I always, if I'm planning to do some mixing, proper mixing, then I'll add a black or a white to change the shade. Just adds it a little bit. Also, you can water them down a little bit more if you've got better paper. You can water these down and make them even thinner, and that changes the shade as well. Obviously, the more colour applied, the darker the colour will be. But here we go. Not come up thick, that brown. Very weak colour. Yeah, very, very weak. Now the black. The black's an interesting one because it usually just comes out black straight on the top. If I'm going to ever darken something with black, I have to put a lot of colour on top to make that work. A lot of colour. Unless of course I'm mixing with white, and then it comes out quite nice, very nice little brown shade to it. But still, put a little bit of black on top. It has been asked, if I've done all that in one row anyway, why bother doing the rest of the chart? Because I have to see what matches all the colours, and also when you put a colour on top of one, it sometimes comes up with a completely different colour to if you do it the other way around. So that's always quite interesting. Okay, so now next one is orange as a base, and yellow on top. So we see here it'll come down like this. You see we've got orange as my base colour. Here we go. And just for the benefit of ease, I'm also going to put it over here. Yeah. So I've already done this one, which is just orange. Okay, put a little bit more colour on that one then. There we go. And now we put the yellow on top. Now when I put the yellow on top of the orange, it comes out with a completely different colour to when I put the orange on top of the yellow. Work that one out. So these are things worth bearing in mind. A lot of people don't teach on that one. I think because they're trying to just do videos, you know, for the ratings, so they don't teach it properly. I don't know. I studied colour therapy, so I learned all these different colours and how they affect your mental state if you look at a colour for a long period of time. It's quite interesting. I do recommend studying colour therapy if you fancy it. It does. It's an interesting subject. Okay. So as you remember earlier, I messed up with this one. I did the violet first. So let's just correct that on the sheet so I don't get confused. This is going to be violet and this is purple. There you go. Right. It's because violet looks like purple. It's a shade. Okay, there we go. Now we have the purple on top of the yellow, orange rather. Okay. Please write your comments beneath, any queries you have, any thoughts on how I've done this, anything you'd like to see me do, maybe some other thing like you want me to do some acrylics or gouache or something and see how that goes, or you want me to test out some pencils or some crayons. Please just let me know and I'll go and get some for you and go and put them up as a demonstration on the channel. No problem doing that. Okay, there's much darker blue rather than the one with yellow above. I usually do a similar kind of mixing thing if I'm doing a painting with acrylics or with gouache on a palette. I just have I put a few blobs down and do some mixing to get the colours that I'm looking for with whatever I'm painting. So I don't do it as regimented as this, in the sense I don't have all the blocks and everything like that, but I will do blobs of paint. So there you go. So just getting the last bits of orange on. That's quite nice. It's really brought dark. Oh, whoops. That's not good. Oh no, I did. I made a mistake here somewhere along the line. Okay. Well, there's an easy way around that. We'll just have to miss out the brown and put a line through it, and we'll just catch it up down at the bottom. Oh, can't believe I just did that. There we go. Okay, we'll have a look how it merges on the other way, but you get the gist anyway. I'm sure you can do your own charts. That is so bad. See how thick the black goes on? Really messes up the colour. See how thick the orange is once I've applied it many times with the crayon. That's another thing. The wetter these crayons get, the more colour comes out, more pigment comes out of them. There you go. Okay, so there we go. Now we're on to the scarlet. Should be quite thick. Yeah. Try and get more yellow in. Right, that's the best it'll do. Okay. Like last time, let's go right across. There we go. Orange and scarlet. Much deeper, darker orange, that one. Okay. Orange on purple on orange, purple on scarlet. Create some kind of mauvey type thing. It's not that different from scarlet, to be fair. It's a little bit different, I guess. Okay, and then purple on top. Oh, you know what? Interesting, I'm just trying something. Okay, cool, right. Here we go. So it was violet, the first one, and purple. See? It's like a pinkish colour, this one. Okay. Drop the crayon. That's one good thing, I suppose, that tops crayons over watercolour pencils, is that you drop them on the floor several times. The chances of them breaking are very slim, so you always end up with a good quality, good quality crayon. You just don't get breakages. You do get breakages on the odd occasion, especially when you're trying to sharpen it. If you don't sharpen it very well, you can come up with some breakages, but yeah, as a rule it's usually quite effective. Okay, carrying on. This is a bit of a mundane process, I must admit. This is why I don't often do it. There's a lot of artists out there who would be like cursing me. How could you not do it? I get a lot of artist friends who are like, you have to do colour charts for everything, because they love colour charts. And I'm like, oh, wasting my time when I could be painting something. Alright, so Neocolor carries on. More red. I'm going to actually do all the way across. I think I'm going to have enough time before it dries properly. Can always add an extra bit later. There we go. Scarlet all the way across. Brown next. See? It's like the yellow one. It feels like there's absolutely hardly any colour to this. We'll find out when we do the brown row. There you go. Now it's black. Always be a bit annoying. There we go. Kind of looks black now. And then we have scarlet with white, which should become some kind of pinky colour. Yes, there you go. Okay, now next one down. Base colour of purple, but for ease I'm going to switch that with violet, just so that we don't get confused. Okay, so base colour violet. It's a nice colour. Okay, with the yellow on top. Okay, it's almost like a brown, light brown colour, which makes sense really with the colour choices. Here we go again, mixing it with orange. Okay. Nastier brown colour. Mixing it with scarlet. Which is a fairly nice colour. This should be easy, mixing it with itself. And then next to it with purple. Let's put a bit more colour on that. There we go. Can't really see any difference, can you? No, hardly anything in there. Next one is with the blue. Okay, bear with me a second. Okay, mixing that with green. The blue seems to have overpowered the violet a lot. Okay. And you see how the brown works on top. So I can see it now. The brown's better on this one than it is on the other colours. I'm just going to bring that to the end with the black and the white. Actually has worked a little bit, become like a dark violet. White is usually much better. Yes, it's come much more like a lilac colour. Okay, now base of purple. Base of purple. Try and get a bit more colour out of that. It's the best I can do. And with a yellow on top. Okay. So like that, I caught a bit of a brush hair there. Okay. And now purple with the orange on top. I know, it doesn't look like purple. It kind of looks more pink to me. Don't know what you think. You want to write your comments about that? I'll be very interested. Okay. Just wiping down my desk a little bit, make things a bit cleaner around here. Okay. The scarlet on top. Now we mix with violet. The violet on top. So what this does is it creates this chart of just about every colour you can get out there in your set. So if ever you think, oh, I really need a skin tone or whatever, you can take one which is closely resembling that skin tone, and then just add a black or a white to it, and in doing so, there you go, you have it, you have your set. Did I just make it? Not doing well today. I should be able to brush that straight off though. I'm going to redo that square again. Right, okay. So, I'm getting distracted with my talking. Okay. Yeah. Because that was straight purple. Straight purple. And then the next one across was blue. That's why I got confused. To be fair, it wouldn't matter too much, because I'm just doing this for you guys. There you go. It's a very strong, overpowering blue, that one. Okay. Let's put the green on top. I'll try and do the last ones together again like I always do. Although there's not a lot of colour in this to make it to the end. There we go. Right. Starting off with brown. There we go. Going into black. Okay, and then into white, which again should become some kind of pinkish colour, very light pink. There we go. Right. Now, we're starting off with blue. Blue base colour with a yellow on top should equal green in reality. Let's see what happens with these. And there's our green. There we go. Blue on top. With an orange on top of that. Becomes a kind of murky, orangey, browny, horrible colour. A blue with a red on top should become a purpley type colour. Well, I wouldn't call it purple, but yeah, it's some sort of colour. Next one, blue with violet on top. So blue, let's put the blue over here as well. Blue with violet on top. There's the violet. It's kind of become more of a dark marine blue. And with the purple on top. It's become more of what I'd expect purple to look like. Okay. Next is the actual blue, so we can leave that blank, and the one after that will be mixed with green. Okay. So we're speeding through this line, so that's good. Oh, there's not much green out of that. Let's try again. Okay. So, should we go all the way to the end again? The last ones? Okay. And the first one is with brown. Kind of come a murky colour. It's almost greyish brown, very, very grey brown. And the next one will be a black. Okay, and the last one will be white. That's become almost like a blue cementish type colour. Interesting. Okay. Right, next one. Nearly the end now. Green. Green. Okay. Mixing that with yellow. Okay. So it's become a different colour green. Green again. I'll put it over to speed up the process a bit. Okay. First one being orange. Okay, so it's become almost like an orangey brown. Mixing it with now with red or scarlet. Not quite sure what colour that is. See what happens when it dries. Okay. Now we go for the purple and the violet, so I'll put those together. There we go. The reason why I'm not doing them all in one run is because if these dry too quickly, they don't blend very well. They only blend properly when they're wet. Now remember that when you actually use these, you've got to keep the surface wet, which means you have to have some good quality watercolour paper. This is okay. This is student grade. It's not amazing, but it's okay. But if you're going to do a professional piece, I'd recommend against using something like that. By the way, that line was already on the page. It's not reflected in any of these colours. Right. So that was a bit of a mistake. Oh, no, it wasn't. See, losing my mind now. I've reached that point of painting. This is what colour charts does to me. It nulls the brain slowly. I'll put it over there as well because that one is green already. Okay. Right. Mixing this with blue. Brings out a kind of turquoisey colour. Okay. I'll do green to the end. a bit more pigment on the end one there. There we go. Right. Starting off with brown. Okay. Then into black. Then into white. So because we've mixed brown and orange, so that's brown. So so up there where I made the mistake with the orange, it should sort itself out down here. Okay. So now we're on to brown as the base colour. And it's been pretty weak so far, so let's see how this pans out. Okay. Brown. Yeah. Looks like a nasty brown colour. Oh, there we go. Bit of something on the brush, obviously. There we go, brown. I'll put it across to orange as well. Here we go. Okay. So, yellow and brown to start with. Now, here it looks like some kind of military green colour, which is completely different to the yellow base with the brown on top. So, there we go. Now orange on brown, it's like a sand colour. Very dark orange. Brown. So I'll do 2 more squares to speed things up. Okay. Start off with scarlet. There we go. And then violet. And now back to brown again. Okay, and now we're on to purple. Okay, not much happening there. Blue. That's quite strong over top of the brown, kind of overpowers the brown. Next part of brown will be green and then brown, so let's do those. Here we go. So green. Again, it overpowers the brown because the brown's a very weak colour in this set for some reason. Doesn't really have a lot of strength to it at all. In fact, if I was using it, I'd probably just use it for, like, if I was doing a landscape and I was doing a ploughed field, then I would use it. But that would be the only reason, really, I guess. Some kind of fieldy, kind of brown fieldy kind of colour. Certainly wouldn't use it for the bark of a tree, unless I was just making it a very weak colour for the tree. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's got a lot of strength to it. Okay, so just the last one's black and white. Black. And white. That's become like a browny kind of cementy type colour. I don't know, not cement, I've used that word before. Very, very light brown. Okay, so now is the tricky bit, because a baseline of black and a base of white doesn't usually work out. So I'll put it across, because I've got to get it weak to really show over the top of the colour. Let's put it over 3 for the black one, because I'm going to need that much of weakness to it to actually make it look good. Right, here we go. So yellow on top of the black. Okay. Orange on top of the black. Yeah. Nasty colours. Scarlet on top of the black. Yeah, exactly. Not nice at all. Horrible, horrible colours. It doesn't work usually this way around. Still going to do it across, because you never know, if one might surprise me. I'll do another 3. Okay. And the next one is violet. Here we go. Okay. Next one's purple. Yeah, hardly see that at all. Next one is blue. Hopefully this will come out a lot stronger, because blue has been like the dominating colour throughout this entire experiment. Yeah, it overpowers it again. The last ones. Let's go all the way along. Okay, so last one we got green. Yeah. Green on top of the black. Okay, try and get as much pigment as this I can. There we go. Get a dark green. Brown. Kind of like don't know, nasty colour. Black is already done, of course, so it's just the white on top of the black, which should come out as a kind of grey colour. All planned. Yeah, there we go. It's a grey. Okay, so last one is the white. As a rule, you shouldn't use white as a base colour. I used it on a acrylics painting where I was trying to create a base. I was trying to create a base of snow. So I put it all white at the very bottom in acrylics, and then painted over the top of the white. So it worked out okay. Right. I'm going to paint this all across, because it should work out. Because white is it's just a lightener really. And I said earlier, don't do this, but I'm just going to get these colours done quick. There we go. Right. Starting in the front. Yellow. Yellow on white. Okay, next one. Orange. As I said, this shouldn't work. This shouldn't actually create a lighter. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Sometimes it does. I don't think it will with these, because it has a bit on the red. It hasn't on the yellow or the orange. Let's try violet. Not really on the violet. Again, can't tell the difference much between the violet and the purple in this set. Probably why I haven't used the violet hardly at all. Right, blue. There we go. That is a slightly different shade of blue, like the slightly lighter colour. Don't think it's changed the green at all. Right, and then the last one being the black. And that's it. Hardly any change on the black. So, there you have it. Straight away, you can see here the different shades and all the things you can pull out of it. And if you were ever to want to mix the colours, you know that you can get to the right colours in the right ways for whatever purpose you require them for. That's clearly a mistake, because you can see that that hasn't blended well. Oh, that's okay. That's not a mistake. It looked like a mistake because it looked the same as that, but actually that is the brown, and that is brown with white. So we know the brown was a weak colour to start with. So what have I learned from this? I would say that blue, orange and yellow are the strongest colours in this set. Red coming out close behind with green, and then the purples, and then brown being at the last, if you like, last place for strength, pigment and everything like that. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, then please write a comment, please like and subscribe, of course. And if you wish to know more about what I do and want to see different videos, then please have a look around. But also write your comments and tell me what you want, because I always try my best to give things that you want, and then I will reply to your comment and tell you where you can find the video that I created just for you. I hopefully will see you soon. Bye bye.